M0FXB, let's do a harmonics test on this budget ALLSTAR node. It is a clone of the Shari node, and it does have a reputation that the harmonics are poor, but you know what it's like on ham radio. People tend to repeat what they get told. I call them the sort of gossip repeaters. This is what the node looks like. Very nice unit, and it has a real radio inside it. So there's no signal now. I'm going to connect my node to HubNet. And we've got a dummy load there so we don't burn out our tiny SA. Okay, and then connected straight to the antenna. It's just an SMA antenna. Let's connect the node. The nice thing about ALLSTAR nodes, you get this beautiful control panel. So we type in 41522, connect. Straight away you'll hear my radio in the background come to life. Now as this pulses through, it's gonna gradually, it needs a few goes to really analyze that signal. And you'll see that it's completely clean. It's on 434 300 because these companies, they do listen. You know, when hams check the harmonics, they do listen, and they change the hardware, they work on the firmware, and there is a reputation that all the radios coming out of China are dirty. It's not true. They work really hard. Some are, of course, some need work, but as soon as you message them, as soon as they get feedback, they work hard to sort it. Let's have a look inside this thing. I'll show you how it's connected. So these two USBs, and I didn't have to power it here, by the way. It gets its power fine just by connecting it to a Raspberry Pi. Literally just pushes in, okay? This is the Raspberry Pi 3B. You don't have to use a 3B, and we're running HamVoipe. You can run ASL3 if you know how to set that up. I will have a go. That's the new version. So on the SD card that's popped in there, micro SD card, we run the HamVoipe image. And I'll put the link in, and it's just here. And make sure you go for the image, and you download that, and then use Balena Etcher to burn that image onto your micro SD card. This neat program adds the frequency. You literally just connect it to the COM, click open, and then set the frequency, and then click these two boxes. COM is clearly labeled. I just took mine out. It's just 2 screws at each end, alloy case. This is the board. My friend at DV Mega has told me that the green board is the newer board. Now if you're an expert on filters, take a look, see what you can see. Electric Banana is good at that, and maybe test it. But I'm not getting any spurious. So possibly the older boards may have had a problem, but I'm not getting a problem. You can see a problem. See there, COS. What's that there? R12, PTT, R13, power, it's LEDs. It's quite interesting, isn't it? It seems very simple, but I bet you I would say that the SA818S board is not going to be simple. Let's see if we get more info on that. It says version 2. So it looks like they do a UHF model and a VHF, and the only difference is the frequency. Just looking down at the specs that they say, 1 watt. There's your sensitivity. Bandwidth is 12.5 to 25. That's your 1 ppm TCXO crystal stable performance. There is a data sheet Yeah, I am seeing here filter, if you can see that. Here's another diagram. So, I mean, it's a long document. Here's a section that says AT set filter, demod filter as well. I look at this one here where they've used it on this board, demo board for customers to debug the software program, test all the function and measure the distance. Okay. It's all back together. It's just booting up now. And what will happen is my radio, as it boots, it will call out the IP address. M0FXB. Which I love. You do need the right settings. Now if I use that IP address for putty, make sure you add the extra 2 where it says port. So you've got 3 2s and select SSH. Password root and username, then go down to number 12. Enter and just make sure, and you change these just by selecting the letter on the left. When you've changed the setting, remember to click the W to write it. And then the 2, I only had to change 2. I needed to be on low and J needed to be on USB invert, and then everything came to life. HOY connected to M0FXB. Anyway, the main thing is don't listen to the gossipers. Test items yourself. If you're going to announce that something's got bad harmonics all over the air, at least test it yourself. Otherwise it's gossip. Bye for now.